Gramática 4A.1, imperfecto de verbos regulares, AR, IR, ER. Okay. So far in the past, we've only been working on the preterito, regular and irregular. The preterito, as it says right here, the preterito is used when an action began and ended at a definite time in the past. In other words, you know when it happened, you know how many times it happened. It wasn't continuous in the past. It's over and done. Now, the imperfecto is another way to talk about the past. So here we go. Another way to talk about the past is in the imperfect tense. Okay, we use the imperfect tense to talk about actions that happened repeatedly in the past, opposed to the preterito, which is over and done. The preterito is over and done. The imperfecto is repeatedly continuous in the past. So here in our preterito example, I wrote, ayer yo nadé en la piscina. Yesterday I swam at the pool. When? Yesterday. It's over and done. But over here in my imperfecto example, I wrote, yo nadaba en la piscina. This means I used to swim in the pool. So it happened continuously in the past, over and over again, repeatedly. Número 3. I forgot my número 2. This should be número 2. This should be número 3. This should be número 4. So let's fix that. Okay, so número 2. The following expressions can cue you to use the imperfect because they imply something happened repeatedly in the past. Generally would be in Spanish, generalmente. Remember, in Spanish, our adverbs end in mente while they end in li in English. Often is a menudo. Every day is todos los días, or it can be cada día, which actually means each day. Once in a while would be de vez en cuando, which is actually a vocabulary word for this unit. En general, and give me a second, let me just fix my spelling here. En general. And in this chapter, you learned another way of saying in general. And, my mind is blanking right now. Let's see if I can find it. Por lo general. So it can be en general or por lo general, both of which mean in general. Many times would be muchas veces. Every day, month, season. For example, cada verano, each summer. An example of that would be like, as a child, each summer I used to go to Mexico. So I would say, cada verano yo iba a México. Or yo viajaba a México. Never is nunca. Okay, so if you see any of those words, that should be your flag, a big red flag to indicate that you have to use the imperfecto. Okay, now let's conjugate the imperfecto. So here are the regular AR, ER, IR conjugations. So let's start with AR. And notice how I shaded this box, and I did it for a reason, so watch out for that. So, just like we've done in the past with the preterito in the presente, we drop the AR from the infinitive. That leaves with the stem. The stem of our verb jugar is jug. So to that I add yo jugaba. That means I used to play. Tú jugabas. You used to play. Él, ella, usted jugaba. That means he used to play, she used to play, or you formal used to play. And yes, I know that both of these are exactly the same. You would know by the conversation, by the context of the conversation, who played, who was playing. Nosotros jugábamos. Now this is the reason why this box is shaded, and that's because it's the accent. There's an accent in the ábamos, in the ending. It always has it there for AR verbs. Vosotros jugabais. Ellos, ellas y ustedes jugaban. Oh, that is not jugaban. That is the present tense. Jugaban. There we go. So again, jugaba, jugabas, jugaba, jugábamos, jugabais, jugaban. Now, if you were to cover the AB in all of these forms, it almost looks like o, as, a, amos, ais, an. Almost. Okay, with two exceptions. One, this is an A, not an O. And two, there's no accent right there. Okay, now let's conjugate an ER/IR verb. In our example, it's vivir. To live, it's an IR verb. So drop the IR. Same with an ER. So this could be the verb comer. Yo vivía Tú vivías. Él, ella, usted vivía. Vivíamos. Vivíais. Vivían. And yes, all 6 forms have an accent over the I. Once again, if I were to cover the I with an accent in all these forms, it would leave me with a, as, a, amos, ais, an. So pretty much the only difference between AR verb conjugations and ER-IR verb conjugations is that AR verbs have an ab. And I made a little asterisk note right there for you just to let you know that the nosotros form has an accent. Well, the ER and IR verbs have an I in the conjugation ending. So again, AR verbs in the conjugation ending have an ab. ER verbs have an I with an accent over it. After that, we're going to plug the exact same letters after that. So a, as, a, amos, ais, an. Okay, so an example would be yo nadar. Okay, yo nadar would be yo, nad, a, ba. Yo nadaba quiere decir I used to swim. Yo jugaba, I used to play. Yo cantaba, I used to sing. Yo comía, I used to eat. Okay, on the back side, we have some practice activities. They're pretty straightforward, so I'm not going to record myself going over those answers. Once you're done with this yellow sheet, you do have some white practice papers to work on from your core practice packet, and there's also a Quizlet. So please go ahead and work on those since they do give you the practice that you need to take your quiz.